Okay, so this is another VS1680 I've got for sale. This one's got a hard drive on it, and it's got, I think, a 4 GB. Let's have a look at this. Drive select. I think it's got a 4 GB. Yeah, it's got 2 partitions, so it's got a 4 GB hard drive on it. Well, okay, we're going to do the button presses. I've just checked and 6 isn't working, but it actually selects the input. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The LED doesn't light up, but as you can see, it has actually changed from 5. So I'll press 6 now. So you can actually select the input channel, it's just the LED doesn't light up to tell you. So 7, 8, digital, stereo in, they don't work because there's no effects board. Easy routing, master, 15, 13, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the tracks all light up like they should. The page works okay, these all work okay, play works, shift lock is on, undo. There's nothing on the punch-in, so that won't work until you set to like if you set these two things now the auto punch will work. Same with the loop. The loop won't work until you actually set something on the loop. Well, yeah, you have to press shift loop to get into the loop. Press now and end. Yeah, that would make the loop working now. Okay, so loop and auto punch work. Scrub works. Bank works. Scene works. All the markers light up. And the last 2 buttons are the vary pitch and external sync, and they all work as they should. So let's go about recording and just checking that everything works in terms of recording. Let me just get all these off. Okay, they're all off. Okay, so if we go up to the input now, make sure you're on input on the fader section. So we'll set all 8 inputs to 100. Okay, then we put it back onto track and we'll put the tracks to 100 by just moving them slightly. Okay, so I've got the phantom power switched on now, and as you can see, well, you can't see that, as you can see as I'm speaking in the room, the microphone, I'm a bit far away from the mic, but as you can see now, the level is coming up. Let me put my headphones on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Always helps if you have some monitor up as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check we're in the phones there. We are, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once again, the pots are a little scratchy, but once they're in place, now that is clean. But as you adjust them slightly, they can give off a bit of noise. Okay, that's fine. I've got a good signal there now. So if I go onto the play page, the timeline, I'm just going to put this onto line mixer in rather than line mixer track, and that just gives me the line in, so I can actually see that's the signal coming into the line mixer there. So I've got a good signal there, so I'm going to just record there. Let's go right back to 0 actually. Okay, this is a recording on track 1 using the phantom power going into track 1. See if I can zoom in a bit there. There's the phantom power going into input 1, as you can see, and this is recording onto track 1, and as you can see I've just recorded onto track 1. So I'll just stop that there. I'll turn everything down because I'm going to swap the, well, let me just go out a bit with the zoom. Okay, I'm just turning everything down so that I can swap the input. I'll turn the phantom power off. It spikes there as it usually does. It'll just dissipate now. Just wait for it to dissipate, and that's why you turn your speakers down, otherwise you get an awful thump. So I've now moved the XLR over to track 2, or input 2 I should say. I've just turned the phantom power on again, and now I can put the speakers back up, the mains back up, and start getting a level onto input 2. So I've got level now onto input 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just a touch more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a good level and a good sound. Okay, so I'm now track armed on 2, as you can see, and there's the level coming into input 2. So I just carry on here. So this is a recording with the XLR condenser mic going into input 2 with the phantom power on, and it's been recorded onto track 2, as you can see, and there is the signal, and that is input 2 going to track 2. So I've now stopped recording. I turn the microphone down, turn the monitors down, and turn the master down, put that onto mute. I can now flick the switch back, so the phantom power is off now. It's just dissipating there. Just wait a few seconds until it dissipates, and then I can take the XLR out, pick up the jack lead, put it into input 3. Okay, this is a dynamic mic going into input 3, which is here on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're getting level there, as you can see, but I couldn't hear it because I didn't have it turned up. 1, 2, yeah, I can hear it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just turn it up a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now if I arm the track now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as you can see, it's now the dynamic mic is coming into input 3. Sorry about the shadow, the light's in the way. As you can see, the jack of the dynamic mic is coming into input 3, and we're going to record on track 3. So I'll press play and record. So this is track input 3 with a dynamic mic going into input 3 and being recorded onto track 3. This is a test recording on track 3. I'll just stop that now and turn that down, swap it over, put it onto 4, track arm on 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is a test recording using a dynamic mic going into input 4, as you can see here, input 4, and being recorded onto track 4. This is a dynamic mic going into input 4 and recording onto track 4. Stop that. Turn the mic down. swap the jack over, turn the gain up on the track, 1 2 3 4 5, and you can see the level there on 5. Okay, this is a test recording onto track 5 using input 5 with a dynamic mic going onto track 5 and being recorded onto track 5. This is a test recording on track 5. There we go. So out of that into input 6, turn the gain up, track arm, 1 2, switchable, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this is a test recording of a dynamic mic going into input 6, as you can see here, input 6, and being recorded onto track 6. This is a test recording on input 6 going to track 6. Okay, now going into 7, take the gain up, track arm, 1 2 3 4 5. As you can see, there's a good level on 7 there. And this is a test recording with a dynamic mic going into input 7, and being recorded on track 7. This is a dynamic test mic going into input 7 as test recording on track 7. Okay, and finally we'll swap it over to 8 and track arm, track 8, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 5. A bit more gain, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this is a test recording of a dynamic mic going into input 8, dynamic mic going into input 8 and being recorded onto track 8. This is a test recording on track 8. Okay, so all those check out. So all I've got to do now is play them all back, and although you can't hear them, I'll put the headphones here, and the mic of the camera might be able to pick some of it up if I turn the headphones up. Okay, so we go back to the beginning, and this is going to be track 1 playing back. Let's put it onto track so we can actually see post. Oh, that's why we're not hearing anything, because there's no track selector for playback. So they've got to be on green here to play back. Okay, so now if we go back to the beginning, you can see that the tracks are now, oh, 8 isn't on. I only saw that then by looking at the display here. Alright, so if we play back, okay, this is a recording on track 1. I can hear that a bit in out of the headphones. Using the phantom power going into track 1. See if I can zoom in a bit there. There's the phantom power going into input 1, as you can see. And this is recording onto track 1, and as you can see, I've just recorded onto track 1. Just carry on here. So this is a recording with the XLR condenser mic going into input 2 with the phantom power on, and it's being recorded onto track 2, as you can see, and there is the signal, and that is input 2 going to track 2. So this is track input 3 with a dynamic mic going into input 3 and being recorded onto track 3. This is a test recording on track 3. This is a test recording using a dynamic mic going into input 4, as you can see here, input 4, and being recorded onto track 4. This is a dynamic mic going into input 4 and recording onto track 4. This is a test recording onto track 5 using input 5 with a dynamic mic going onto track 5 and being recorded onto track 5. This is a test recording on track 5. Okay, this is a test recording of a dynamic mic going into input 6, as you can see here, input 6 and being recorded onto track 6. This is a test recording on input 6 going to track 6. And this is a test recording with a dynamic mic going into input 7, going into input 7 and being recorded on track 7. This is a dynamic test mic going into input 7 as test recording on track 7. This is a test recording of a dynamic mic going into input 8, dynamic mic going into input 8 and being recorded onto track 8. This is a test recording on track 8. Okay, so I hope you can see from that it all played back, it all recorded okay. So the only thing wrong is this LED on input 6 doesn't come on, doesn't work. But the button actually selects input 6, but it doesn't actually illuminate, which is no biggie. You can see on the display that it's on input 6, and the light here is just for you to reference where it is on there. So that's the VS1680. Okay.